To the Wolfden Wrestling Podcast, episode 11. We're gonna get right into it with a rumor roundup. Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman to headline Payback, which in a way I think is kind of a bad move. That's my personal opinion. I think that is a bad move because not really for a title, um, but I mean, if they're trying to push Roman Reigns to be the top guy, I mean, good for them. If they're trying to push Braun Strowman for a bigger push, good for them. But I'm just saying, I don't think it's a good idea. Number two, the shakeup could be a two-night affair, which means that some of the people will not be shaken up into SmackDown. But this is not confirmed. Um, but that's just what it's saying. So it might not just be for Monday Night Raw. It could be for SmackDown Live as well. That you could be seeing some shakeups on there as well. Number three is actually one of the shakeups that could be happening. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte trading brands, which means Alexa Bliss would go to Monday Night Raw and Charlotte would go to SmackDown Live. But if that's the case, I mean, it's good for business. I mean, if that's what they decide to do, I mean, hey, as long as the women are still there, I think that is going to be great either way, no matter what they do. It's just going to make it a little bit of a shaking up things. Number four, Big Show mad after the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, according to X-Pac. Now, I didn't really read much about this, but it does seem like Big Show was upset after the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal because he wanted Braun Strowman to get more spotlight or whatever in the match. I'm assuming that's what it was, but I don't really know that for sure. But I mean, in a way, he's looking out for younger talent, which I can't complain about. But it's just, I guess WWE wanted to push Mojo Raleigh to win the match, and who knows. Number five, Aiden English getting a huge push. I mean, hey, I mean he's in a way related to Eddie Guerrero, so through marriage. So, hey. Number six, Nakamura to replace John Cena as the top star on SmackDown Live. Now, this is obviously just a rumor. We don't know this to be confirmed or anything yet, but we do know that John Cena is off for a little bit. And Nakamura is on SmackDown Live currently, but that could be changed because of the whole shakeup. But Nakamura, I mean, he has the potentials to be the top dog. So I mean, who knows? Elias Sampson to be a part of the Superstar Shakeup, which means they could be incorporating some NXT guys in there. Who knows? I mean, it's good for business if they do see some new faces on either brand, Raw or SmackDown. And the last piece of rumor roundup we have is Kofi Kingston needing ankle surgery after the match with the Revival, who obviously debuted on Monday Night Raw, but that could switch anyways. But Kofi Kingston apparently needs ankle surgery from that. I don't know how or why. I just know that it's saying that he might need ankle surgery, which means he could be possibly out of action for a little bit of time, which is never good to see a talent out on action. But I'd rather have him 100% than get further injury if it is legitimately something wrong with his ankle. But who knows? Moving on to our news. The Revival, as I just kind of talked about, debuted on Monday Night Raw, which was good for them. Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live had some new debuts and returns and stuff to talk about, and I think it's great that they're bringing new people back and all that, and that was kind of expected because of it was the Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live after WrestleMania. So, and then another one that returned is Eric Rowan. Great to see him back as well. Finn Balor returned to Monday Night Raw. Also great to see him back. I know that me personally was looking forward to him coming back because he was out for quite some time, and I'm a big fan of his. Ty Dillinger debuted on SmackDown Live. This one honestly was a shock to me. I didn't think that Ty was going to move up. I honestly thought that Ty was going to be in NXT for a little bit more time, but obviously it's great to see him on the main roster. And I think it's only going to go up from here. Uh, Obviously, the Superstar shakeup was announced, and that's going to shake up some people and see where some Raw people going to SmackDown, SmackDown people going to Raw, or etc. Another huge topic is Kurt Angle becoming the new Raw general manager. That was actually surprising me. I honestly thought it was going to be someone different. I honestly, for some reason, was thinking that WWE was going to pull someone out of their hat, like randomly, like Eric Bischoff or something. Um, but I mean, it's great to see Kurt Angle back with the WWE and all that, and back as a new GM. But it's going to be interesting to see how he corresponds with Stephanie McMahon and Triple H once they return to on-screen TV. Number 7. Now, I kind of hinted at this with the rumors, but Simon Gotch left WWE. And what I kind of hinted at was Aiden English getting a push. But Simon Gotch left the WWE. I don't know why, but I think that does open up the question if Aiden English is going to get a push or not. Me personally, I think it's going to be good for Aiden English to get a push. Maybe even Simon Gotch going elsewhere to another company like TNA or Ring of Honor or whatever and getting a push that way. I think it would be perfect for both of them. I mean, you can't keep going on with the same gimmick for years upon years and that. And Nakamura debuting on SmackDown Live. Again, that could switch up because of the shakeup, but I mean, I think it's great to see Nakamura move up. I think everybody kind of anticipated it after his loss to Bobby Roode at the NXT TakeOver. But it's great to see Nakamura on the main roster. In my personal opinion, I think Nakamura is going to be a huge star, no matter what brand he is, whether it's Raw or SmackDown. But let's get into our Spotlight Wrestlers for last week. Monday Night Raw Spotlight Wrestler, I gave it to Finn Balor, who returned in a tag team match to team up with Seth Rollins, and a match with Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. And Finn Balor did not look like he missed a beat. He honestly looked like he was back to 100%, and it was great to see Finn back, and I think Finn Balor is going to be a top star on whatever brand if he gets switched, whether he stays on Raw or SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live, kind of hinted at this one earlier, but Nakamura, who obviously debuted on SmackDown Live, but could be switching up anytime because of the whole shakeup thing. But Nakamura made his mark in the bit on SmackDown Live, even though he didn't actually have a match. He came out and interrupted The Miz, which was a huge statement in a way. But I think it's very much possible for him and The Miz to have a rivalry coming up. NXT goes to Oney Larkin, who took on Elias Sampson in a mask. Very similar to that of what Sami Zayn and Bo Dallas did with the Mr. NXT thingy that they did. But Oney Larkin, I think he's an up-and-coming wrestler, and I think that he's a great wrestler, and I think he's going to have a great future with the WWE. 205 Live goes to Austin Aries, who won a fatal 4-way to become the number one contender for the Cruiserweight Championship against Neville once again, which means more likely he'll end up be fighting Neville at the Payback pay-per-view for the Cruiserweight title, which I can't complain. Austin Aries is a fantastic wrestler. And for TNA or Impact Wrestling, I gotta give it to actually more than one person. I gotta give it to Team Jeremy Borash, who looks as if they're an awesome team. Who, it was said that Team Josh Matthews will be taking on Team Jeremy Borash in a 4-on-4 match on this week's, this Thursday, Impact Wrestling. And Jeremy Borash's team was Magnus, Matt Morgan, Alberto El Patron, and Chris Adonis. Which, it was great to see Chris Adonis, or Chris Masters as you might know him, back. Matt Morgan, I was always a huge fan of his, and Magnus is another person I was always a huge fan of. El Patron, he's okay in my book, but that's just my opinion. But it's going to be a great match. Josh Matthews had a few good people, but Josh Matthews kind of stayed with already people in Impact Wrestling, so it was kind of like, okay, they're okay. But it's great to see some returning faces back to Impact Wrestling, and that's why I gave him the spotlight. Anyways, with that said, I'll catch you guys all next week on Wolfden Wrestling Podcast, episode 12. Have a great day, and peace.